Alright, here we go. Dude, this is the worst add-on in the game. I'm sorry.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kuhssir, if you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. Freddy's head is not bad, nor is it nerfing you by running it as you assume. Although it indeed does make you play differently, makes your axe work differently, into a map of pallets and flashlights, 0Ks and gen rushes, a map with no slowdown, a main building with no kills. You don't even realize what it can do. Your lust for 4King has driven you in endless circles, chasing the simple hits and some orbitals, always seeming so impossible. Yet somehow they are. But you will never hit them. No one will. This is where I explain why. And to you, my brave listener, who somehow found this video not intended for you. Although there are better add-ons, I have a feeling it's not what you want. I have a feeling that you were listening to exactly what you want to. I am listening as well. I am nearby. This video will not be remembered, and the tier list that started this will finally fade away, as the agony of every bad opinion should. And to you streamers trapped in the comments, be still and give up your thoughts. They are not correct. For most of you, I believe there is hope, and perhaps more of a chance for you after the video ends. Although, for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. To my chat, if you can hear me, I knew you would watch as well. It's in your nature to click on any video I make. I'm sorry that the stream you saw me suffering, changed my mind. No one was there to entertain you the way you entertained others. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear, not my chat. I couldn't convince you then, so let me convince you now. It is time to make it right. For you, and for those that say Freddy's head is bad. The sins for all of us. In communication. If you enjoy orbitals or are a masochist, then do I have the add-on for you. Jokes aside, as always, let's explain what the add-on does before I go any further. Freddy's hat makes your axe have 100% or double the weight. What this means in game is that your range is cut in half from about 14 to 16 meters to 7 to 8 meters, for the trade-off of the axe pretty much dropping like an anvil rather than like a brick. The thing this is the most effective for is orbitals, and the less talked about part being short loops. The faster and sooner drop speed makes dodging the axe from above much harder for survivors, as well as at loops as the speed is virtually unreactable. That being said, the hitbox is not changed, so for orbitals in particular, while they are made easier with Freddy's hat, they are still not reliable for so many reasons. The biggest being the survivors can hear you ready the axe and can simply walk away from the loop to completely avoid the axe drop.
Compromise. Just walk away.
But does this make the add-on bad, or worse, does it make it useless? In short, no, and also no. Springtrap really only has one useless add-on, and it's not hat.
I think I know what I have to do.
Is that a Faz shotgun?
The add-on has its purpose, and if you run it for a while, relearning how the axe works can lead to many hits that you can't get without it. And the fact that it's a playstyle change add-on, quote-unquote, on playstyle, is what makes it hard for not just me, but anyone to talk about it in a sense of how strong it actually is. The main argument is that other add-ons are just better, and that cutting your range in half is always a bad thing. As for the first point, this is true, but by that logic, every add-on that isn't Bonnie's guitar strings, restaurant menu, or Indo CPU are also just bad, which I don't agree with at all. And to the second point, this is true, and I can't dispute that point. All I can say is that longer axe ranges often aren't worth it anyways, as you lose more distance in the long run. However, in a lot of situations, like the shack on Dead Sands, you can't shoot through the window from the outside to the other window when you're running hat. But it makes up for that by making orbitals on the tall loops, once mastered, almost impossible for survivors to do anything against. The closest add-on I can think to compare them to are Vecna's iridescent add-ons, as the changes they do to Flight of the Damned and Mage Hand can be seen as downgrades in a lot of situations, but can also be seen as stronger in some other situations. It's really an add-on I can't tell you is good or bad. It comes down to you. All I can say is to try it out for more than 2 matches. Believe me, you're gonna hate it at first. Once you are used to it a bit more, see how, or if you really enjoy the change to how the axe functions. Ooh! Woo! Freddy's hat value! Yo! Fucking Freddy's hat, let's go! It might not be for you, but as I have seen some Springtrap players swear by it, and it's why I keep tripping over my words with this script, you just have to see if it is for you. This leads into the other issue it has for even those that enjoy it. You are always wasting an add-on slot to play Springtrap and denying yourself many combos of add-ons and even perks, which I suppose is a good segue into some of the combos it has. And Freddy's hat is in a weird spot as nothing really combos with it, at least add-on wise. Help Wanted that can help you learn its different arcs. Other than that, Poster is decent with it. You'll be getting closer hits, so naturally with Hat making it faster for you to catch up, I suppose. Foxy's Hook is another, as the reduced range and faster drop makes just throwing the axe forward to get the haste without giving it to the survivors much easier. Apart from that, Menu and Bonnie's are never bad picks for obvious reasons. I mean, for perks, your answers are really just aura reading. That's your best bet, and probably the best one being Zancian Tactics and I'm All Ears, as both of these let you see the aura when the survivors are at the loop and see if they are even leaving or staying at the loop in general. So, with all that being said, should Freddy's hat be changed in some way? In my honest opinion, its base effect is fine, and allows for a different way to play Springtrap, but it could be given a new effect to help give it more utility. A suggestion in a post I made was to allow it to break pallets as it's heavier, so that does make some sense to a degree and would allow for some interesting combos. Because it's different from how into CPU works, it wouldn't take its spotlight, it would be 2 different ways to break pallets. Other than that, maybe due to its half range, you can give it Menu's effect, but increase to allow it to be thrown more often. Just some spitballs of ideas there. And listen, I understand why many people don't like this add-on. It has a lot bad going for it, but I would ask to not be as dismissive, as it does something that is not as common as you think with an add-on. It has an obvious use case. And that's the thing I keep saying about Springtrap's add-ons, is obvious use cases and builds that can be built around them. Freddy's hat doesn't really have the build thing going on, but it does have an obvious use case. And it's, again, an add-on I love to see, an add-on that changes fundamentally how the power works, allowing people to use it in different ways that they want to, whether it's a detriment or not, whether it makes the power more situationally useful rather than it normally is. At the end of the day, like I've said in many videos, Springtrap is an M1 killer who happens to M2. Your axe is more of a utility tool than the actual main power. As much as I hate to tell people that, it really is how it is. There's a reason why most Springtrap players bring Menu every match. It's because the axe is not that reliable. It's not easy to hit sometimes, it's very easy to dodge, and at a lot of loops you can't really do much but go for a blind orbital that may or may not hit. But Freddy's hat can help with that a little bit, as, again, it's the difference between a brick and an anvil. But as always, let me know what you guys think of Freddy's hat. I know, again, it's an add-on that a lot of people don't like, but I still want to hear your thoughts. In any case, I love you guys. See you all in the next one. Bye.
Subscribe, damn it. I'll be back. I always come back, and so should you, you moron.